Welcome to Life Theories. We haven't got Cortez, or Cortez might be coming. Hello, Batman.
Hi, Cortez.
So we've got the lovely Diana and the lovely me. Okay, I'm Jay. How are you? How's the hair going?
It's good. I wanted to bring in the Spring Equinox with some new color, some green, cut off that old energy.
It's good for it. They always say change is better than a holiday.
Yeah, I like it. It's different. I've never had a color like this before.
I'll tell you what, there's things coming up with this Spring Equinox. Challenging times. Did you see his video about the Spring Equinox and this has been a challenging time for us to stand up for what we believe in. I confirmed, I just had a chat with a friend of mine, and it's confirmed that there's stuff out there at the moment that is absolutely challenging us and seeing where we want to go in life. It really is. Like, you have to look at it and go, like, is this for me? Is this not for me? You got to have value. And I believe now, just from this morning, is value on yourself and what you do. What do you think?
Yeah, I saw his video. I'll be honest, I was a little surprised because he said he felt like, like getting rid of his channel. I was like, oh my God, please no. But you know what? And I think you're being tested, right? Are they saying, are you going to show up as a new version or not, right? Because even me, I'll lose 20 subscribers for no reason. I don't know if it's the algorithm. I don't understand.
Oh, I know
like,
what it is.
You know what? But you got it. But this, because your ego is looking at the numbers every day, right? But your spirit, you want to inspire people. If you help one person with your video, and just because people don't comment, or it doesn't mean you didn't help anybody, So if I help one person, I did my job. I'm not looking at the number. If I looked at my numbers all the time, and I have a pretty decent, but I have spikes and it's kind of stagnant, but it's kind of testing. It's like, are you going to be that new version and then persist through and show up as a new version, regardless of what the number is, regardless of the recognition? Are you going to show up and help people and be the new version of yourself? And I think when you keep showing up consistently, that will all come anyway. Abundance, numbers, all that come, but you have to be patient. We want instant gratification. We want things right now, but that's not how, but it's a process, You
got to, well, I saw that and I thought to myself, and then I got this message from a friend of mine about valuing what we do in life. And like, I'm writing a book, I'm writing a sports book. So I've put 11 years into this book. So you have to work it. You've got to, it's a case of, for me, valuing yourself. I guess you have to look at it this way. I look at it this way. So you want to do what you love, right? You can do it for nothing. That's fine. That's great. But again, there's people out there, especially in bands, for example, there's 5 people have to have the same thing. It's if you all go out and say, look, we'll just do what we're going to do and get paid whatever, that's fine. But there comes a time in life where you got to stand up and go, it's not a case of overpricing yourself. It's not about that. But you have to have that controlled ego to say, right, okay, I'm going to put monetary. I don't like monetary, but unfortunately we live in that society. We have to still live, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's certain things we have to put money behind, a base money. So you still have, like, you don't do it for nothing. You never do anything for nothing unless it's for charity or someone's going to help, or you're helping someone, that's fine. But you can definitely still put value on what you do. You put value on what you do, you still can do that, So I think the love, now that I look at it, I go, okay, I'll take bands, for example, right? So you got 5 people, right? And you want to get paid. You don't want to get paid, say for us, $1,000 a gig, right? To book the band, you need $1,000. And you stick to that because you're good. And this lesson today has taught me about the value of, because I've undervalued myself for a while.
Yeah.
So now I've just talked to the guy, I call him, he's my friend, not a business partner. He's one of my closest friends. And he's one of the best singers in Australia on the pub scene. I'm telling you right now, for what he does. And, we just basically said, we've got to have an attitude of putting a value on this thing. And that's it. And then this is what we're going to do. And that's it. And you got to stick to your guns and you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. And I think that you change your attitude in life and you attract and this is where we touched our law of attraction. what do you think about value then? So you attract once you make that stand, you attract people and everything that is at your value. Does that make sense?
Oh, the way I say it is, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are being. So that's why I say, how are you showing up every day? What are you thinking? How are you speaking about yourself? Speaking about others. I made some videos kind of like that. But it's also, how do you feel about yourself? I'm reading this book, Psycho-Cybernetics. It's really good. It's about like your self-concept and how that attracts everything, right? I know even me doing the YouTube channel and everything, you know, I had my addiction issues, all that stuff in the past. If you had met me over a year ago, you wouldn't even recognize me. It was such a different, because I started to act differently and I started to attract differently because I started to show up in the world differently. You know, I did a lot of inner work. Our world's out a mirror of the inner reflection, right? So it really takes the inner work to getting past all your limiting beliefs and any trauma you have and all that stuff.
But I think we've all got value. So I think the big thing for the Virgo full moon, which is has given us value, and we're seeing things for what it is. Obviously, the veil's been coming off for a long time.
Yeah. Spring Equinox. I just did a group meditation. We just did with Joy. It was pretty cool. We had a live stream. And that's also, that's an example, right? Because before, I mean, even over a year ago, I couldn't even get on a video. Now I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm doing a live stream. I never did lives before. You know what I mean? That's a lot. That's kind of outside my comfort zone, right? Yep. But now I'm getting more comfortable. So just kind of like, once you start being that version, it all kind of flows, right? And then it doesn't even feel too far out of your comfort zone. Once you take the big jump, and then you keep taking more baby steps. See, now that a year ago, I'd be like, oh my God, live stream. I'd be like, I couldn't even put a video on YouTube. You know, now it's like, everything's just progressing. We all meeting each other at different times, and everyone's coming to me with different, like, you know, there's different classes, different, like the chick wanted to do the past life regression. Like, it just keeps coming. There's more things to help me evolve, you know?
I guess we get to a point where obviously I'm in the music scene, so that's pretty stuffed up at the moment because of the corona stuff, and it makes it harder when they've got to pay bands. So basically, especially if you're a new band, you have to sort of work out what you want to do. You know, you got to sort of work out where you're at and where you can't keep doing things for nothing, but you sort of got to build yourself up and have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're still going to believe, but I think that comes down to, now that I look at it, it's really backing yourself in, and, you know, you've got to back yourself in and say, right, I'm worth this much, whether it be spiritually, financially, or just as a person. And
yeah.
This is what, and these are the kind of people that I'm going to hover around, and you get your vibration. I mean, the four of us together, it's huge, isn't it?
Yep. You have to kind of state your worth and not falter from it. I also think it's kind of a test sometimes too, right? I think, like, for instance, when some people offer coaching, I want to get into that. I'm kind of more focusing on the YouTube right now because I believe my audience would be from there anyway. But, you know, I was talking to someone else in our group, and, you know, she wants to start doing some kind of program, right? Course, right? And she's like, oh, is my value too high? You know, it's like, she didn't know how to price it. And I was like, well, what do you think you're worth? You know, and sometimes it's hard because you're not getting customers, right? And you want to lower your price, but what do you think that's showing if you lower it? You know, I understand you're still you have to have like a marketing strategy, but you shouldn't be lowering it that maybe a little bit to get more customers, but you need to kind of stick your ground, you know?
Yeah. You have to sort of, look, if you do, I've been in business for a while with the massage and stuff that I was doing, myotherapy, and now obviously holistic healing. I don't do it as much now. I just do it. I do it through writing and all that stuff with Journey of a White Feather, plug, and the DDP yoga, which I do plug. I guess to a point where also you have to know exactly what you're going to market yourself on. And you have to look, at the end of the day, we need money to survive in this world, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to be paid for what we do, right? That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But spiritually, we do stuff for nothing, which is cool. But the value, people put monetary value on things these days. So that's absolutely fine. But let's be honest, it's the vibration that gets you the cash.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to work on. And as I said, the big lesson with me and my friend who's me and my band. I know what we've got here, I'm going to value it now. Now this is the lesson. This bloody Gemini, high Gemini moon. Was it Gemini? No, Virgo. Virgo moon. Yeah, no worries. I'll value myself.
You don't seem too happy about the Virgo moon.
No, I'm not happy about. I'm happy about it. It's just, it's actually got me to. It's challenged myself on personal level, spiritual level, and everything. It's a lot, and this is pretty much where it sums it up. Hang on, Cortez has just messaged me, but it's just challenged me on all the values and stuff. So I've values. It's challenging me as a person. Actually, it's been a good topic because it's just the challenging times. It's like Cortez wanted to drop his thing, but this is, as he said on his video, it's challenging. Like things come up in life. I know I've got challenges in my life at the moment, not challenges like people. There's some poor people in Australia that have been decimated with floods and everything. I couldn't think of anything worse. I mean, and you really have to think about that, you know. And it comes to a certain balance in life where you either got to step up or step down type thing and take a risk on it and just be upfront and honest and not fear. It comes down to fear, doesn't it? Like fear of losing. Okay, for example, I want to play in this band. I'm using the band as a bit of an example because it's a big thing for me, right? But I want to play, right? But I will, you play for nothing, no problem. But you can play for nothing on YouTube, you're right, and do all that stuff. But what are you fearing? You're fearing the loss of what you love. They just said go. They said go with the flow because things come into your life to challenge you. Yeah. To see where you're at, and you just got to go with it. You just got to, and as a person, and you become a better person spiritually if you actually back yourself in on that.
And you also have to think like that vibration you're putting out, that's a vibration of lack. If you're going to back down, if you say, I'm not good enough or this isn't enough, I'm not getting enough subs, you're putting out that energy. And what do you think's going to, like the people think about people that are big on YouTube or big, successful in whatever area of their life, they have a mind of abundance. They know there's endless opportunities and there's endless connections. Like they're not worried about this is not going to happen. Then they trust the process. They have an inner knowing and they persist despite, because they have a vision so clear and they see it. They've been so clear, none of that shit matters because if you hold that consistency and vibration, it has to manifest. That's the laws of the universe. It has to. So you have to hold it consistent. But I mean, everyone goes on to lack state, but I'm saying we need to find a way. Sometimes I think like, what other ways how can I tap in the feeling of abundance? Like I have an abundance of food, of clothes, you know what I mean? Little things sound stupid, but like, that's how you get in the feeling of that, or friends or whatever, you know?
Well, I think it's the vibration that people you come up with. So there's as I said, the four of us together, or even me and Batman together, or you and me, or me and Sarah, you and Cortez. It's a case of the vibration that you're getting there. I mean, you know, so I had to, you move yourself away from that energy. And I know I have from last year. So, and you're right. You just got to, you know, if you've got a clear vision now, this is huge today for me, huge now, because obviously doing this has helped me. And talking to my friend, I look at my vision board and I go, I've actually achieved a lot of that stuff on my vision board, right? Without even thinking about it. But I look at it now and I've gone, I can back this in because I know I've got something. And this is and it comes down to what Russell Brand says. It's one thing. And now this lesson for me today is valuing myself personally in personal relationships, within business or whatever. It's been this is a test, mind you, to see what we do with the four of us, just to let everyone know, is if we can't all come together, we try and do individual chats as well. So we put it under the Life Theories banner. So it's actually good. So, because it's like writing things down in the journal, like your gratefulness and all that stuff. You got to get on and keep going. You got to keep the momentum going. But yeah, today's been massive just in the last hour for me. Just going first time. And it's actually, you know, they say the penny drops. You go, oh yeah, the penny drops. When the bloody penny drops, it drops and you go, what the freaking heck am I been doing? What the bloody hell have I been doing?
Yeah.
You know? Well, not even I've been doing. I mean, you know, like, and I guess to a point, I mean, just like you don't want to hurt people, but I don't know. I think you just have to find a balance in these days because it's crazy out there, you know? So yeah.
And you have to make sure, well, I think it's important. I think, so I think with the spiritual stuff, right? What I see a lot of people, I used to be one of those people too. You get kind of stuck up in the clouds, right? You're all like, but you have to ground yourself to manifest this stuff into a reality. You have to stabilize yourself and ground yourself. Like that's very important to manifest in the physical. Otherwise it just stays in the astral, right? The mental plane. You need to make sure you need to do it. You need to be like stable so you can manifest it. Because if you don't feel like emotionally stable, you know, whatever that, if that means taking rest, if that means going out in nature, exercising, you know, we need to, it's so easy to go out there and down rabbit holes. I do it all the time, but I have to bring myself back because if I'm not stable, I can't be consistent and show up like that and do what I need to do and get the results I want, you know. But so it's about balance really too, because so I think it's important to balance. And because you get emotionally, you get burnt out sometimes. You go too up there, like you gotta come back down to earth sometime.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Just
I'm still in the universe. I'm trailblazer of the universe, but even that I still have to remember I'm on this earth. You know, I have to keep my feet planted somewhat, you know?
Yeah. Well, this is where your normal job plays a big part in it. If you're happy just getting that normal job, just doing what you're doing, then moving into what you love on the side.
It's completely different. I feel like I'm two different people, but you know what? I kind of like it because I kind of transmute that, right? I get this energy from it's complete opposite. Like my job is, there's nothing creative about my job, nothing inspiring. It's just straight like business stuff and logistics and stuff. And I'm a completely different person. I mean, I'm still me. They probably still think I'm weird, but it's all good. But like, but I have to be like it's kind of both worlds, you know? But like I'll literally be editing a video while I'm doing my work, you know, while I'm talking all this out there. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. But I like to have best of both worlds because that helps me understand my audience better, the world better, so I can make videos that can relate to people, right?
Look, at the end of the day, we look at the journey that we've been on. We have to go through the life lessons because every time now I look back on it, I mean, I'm here now and we're all safe and everything, but bloody hell, we've gone through what we've gone through because we had to learn the lessons. And I look back on it now, everything coming back because I learned the lessons. I worked out I was having anxiety attacks when I was a kid and it actually stopped for 20 years. Why? Because I found myself in some way. I actually had that inner peace, even though I was still living in anxiety in some ways, I wasn't getting the anxiety attacks. Then suddenly they came back up. Why?
Yeah.
Because of the change. And because I got to a point where I think the universe said, listen, you're better than this. You've done well. Yeah. There's some good things. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you've come out of the cell. There's a cell. You come out with it and leave, and then you go back into the cell.
Yeah.
Because that's comfortable for you. You know what I mean? And that's basically saying you don't value yourself. That's how I looked at it. And then I've got more and more. It's just a case of actually communicating that with people. And because I guess we have a inner knowing about people that they might judge you, but who cares, really? Let's be honest. We're not being rude about it.
And I don't care about negative comments on YouTube either. You know what I mean? It actually helps your algorithm. Like people don't know, you know, and I know some people struggle with that. And I can see why, because you're putting yourself out there. It's out of your comfort zone. Someone writes something negative and then you feel shot down, but you have guts to put yourself out there enough and you have a good purpose. You have vision. I just think all that stuff doesn't really matter in the big scheme of things. You'll never see those people anyway, most likely, you know. I mean, sometimes to get out of being yourself and step outside your comfort zone. So sometimes the first step in that direction, like joining the full-time purpose group, right? Recording our first video, doing that was a challenge because that step is needed. But once you take that step that's a little bit bigger, then the rest are easier, right? Because that was already the big one. And then the rest are kind of just more a natural flow because you're being that version and it feels natural for you to take those steps because, you know, you're acting, think about the version of the YouTuber version or whatever your dream is, right? To be a big YouTuber, whatever the version of you has that, what are they doing? If you're taking actions like that, you're making consistent content, you're doing thumbnail, you know, you're upgrading your equipment, whatever, you know, you're already showing up as that version and the rest is going to manifest, you know what I mean? So like, but it's just consistency. I know Cortez made a video on that, but it's just important to, you know, and consistency, if that means you need to have a day of rest, you know, whatever, to keep the balance. Because if you just go overdrive, me, I can sit there, keep making videos, doing this. I have to make this done. I have to this. Like I get the imposter syndrome, right? Like I feel like I have to keep, and then I burn myself out, and then I can't even make a video for a few days. So it's better, hey, if I took a day rest, even though I want to do more, hey, you know, I'll take just a little break, and then I can keep going. You know, like I'll keep going forever. I have energy forever.
Yes, it's just yes. When things come to you, I think you just got to do them. So, like my message for today is value yourself. Listen to all the things. Don't happen. Things happen for a bloody reason. Things happen for a bloody reason. So you changing your hair color was the divine timing. They always talk about that, you know. But I guess us really believing. All right, have we got any final words from the Earth Girl?
In lieu of the spring equinox and everything, I would say to bring in that new energy. We have the seasons, right? So it was the winter, now it's spring, everything's awakening, we're harvesting, right? We planted the seed, now it's time to harvest. So there's new energy. Are you going to go with energy wave? Or what are you going to manifest with this new energy, you know? Or at least have some more visions and take some action steps towards it, because the energy is there, you know, everything is awakening, blooming. And if you need to make changes, I think it's also important, honestly, to declutter and stuff, right? Anytime you have a new moon or any kind of cosmic event, we need to get rid of the old. So it's letting go of the old so we can bring in the new energy. So like me, I'm probably after this, probably going to clean up a little bit, burn some sage, have some Palo Santo and stuff like that. Bring in the new energy. This is Diana with Trailblazers of the Universe, and I hope you have a good spring equinox and a good day, and yeah, manifest some cool new things with the new energy coming.
And this is Jay from Journey of a White Feather, and you'll see VP New Recruits. I love the village people, just quietly. There's a tip for you. Anyway, always stay safe. That's a Hardy boy. That's a Hardy Boys. If everyone knows pro wrestling, that's what the Hardy Boys do. I am a comic book nerd.
and sorry to see that. Yeah.
And pro wrestling nerd. Okay, so there you go. All right. Talk to you soon. Stay safe from Life Theories with Jay and Diane. All right. Take care, guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.